All right, Mitch Stott, we find ourselves here at Shadyside Dragway. What a gorgeous day the Lord's give us to finally come to the culmination of 2018 here at the Shadyside Dragway.
David, I think it's safe to say that God may not necessarily enjoy drag racing, but I think God enjoys watching his children down here on earth partake in something that they enjoy because, as you said, the weather that we've been blessed with today is exceptional for drag racing, no question about it.
And we've got a absolute battle going on in C-Gas right now in the point standings between Larry Noel, Josh Pruitt, and Todd Oden.
You know, that is three guys that when you throw those three names together, there's no way are you going to guess what the outcome's going to be. Today, we get to see the deciding factor of who of those three really bad dudes come out on top.
Another class that we got to talk about is A-Gas, of course. Looks like Shannon Smith got that one pretty well locked up, but, man, the numbers of car entrants in A-Gas is picking back up, and the competition level is thicker than ever.
Yes, Shannon locked it in at the last race, even though we didn't get to win it. There's not enough rounds of competition left for Kenneth to pass him, but here's what Kenneth has the opportunity to do. Kenneth can still outrun Shannon 2 times this year because we got to finish the Aiken race here, and then we got Shadyside.
And then, you know, you talked about those struggles he had. Man, by testing here earlier today, he's got that car running on mean again.
Now you got B-Gas. Todd Blackwell, he's not won it, but I'm definitely going to say he's the shoe-in.
He is the shoe-in. We have got a great crowd, as you can see. They're still flowing in here. We have a record number of race cars. We have over 74 cars entered here today, making it our all-time record for Southeast Gassers. Things are only looking up for this racing association.
David, you know, the cars is one measure of success. The number of race cars you have. The fans, as you were saying, is another measure of success. We have had in excess of like 3,000 people at Shadyside in the past. We are looking to break that record today. God is good. What else can I say?
He sure is, and the racing's going to be even hotter, and we're looking forward to bringing it to you right now. Man, what a beautiful crowd we got on a great day here at Shadyside Dragway, and you see the flower power as Cynthia Phillips going to take on Kelvin Cannon out of Elizabethton, Tennessee.
You know, David, this is a matchup that's happened a few times this year, and I think Kelvin may have came out on top once or twice, but Cynthia's finally getting to repay the debt.
Look at her run through those gears, and she takes the victory in round number 1. A couple of Dandridge, Tennessee runners right here from the Volunteer State. Rick Cathcart in the Troublemaker, and the Glory Bound of Bryant Dalton.
What a wheel stand Rick is pulling there in that old truck. Must have had that thing loaded down with some firewood or something. Way to look, David.
Yeah, he's got those weighted Army boxes in the back right there. He was throwing some firepower out. And here's a beautiful race car out of Abbeville, South Carolina. Tim Hall in that Rambler going to take on Travis Owen.
The boogeyman himself, a rock and roller drag racing guy, a good-looking 55 Chevrolet, but looks don't win races. And Tim Hall putting that old 55 on the trailer.
Yeah, he's running on mean today is the Scalded Dog. And there's, talking about Scalded, there's the Crazy Horse, our current points leader, and he's going to take on Alan Barnes right here.
Alan Barnes, could be the potential spoiler to take Larry out early, but I don't think it's going to happen today. Larry just making rounds and defending that championship.
Man, I love the way every time he changes gears, you can see that old 56 sit down in the back. Kevin Shaw right here taking on Jimmy Huff.
Jimmy Huff, the old powered Ford wagon, hailing up out of Georgia. Tell you, David, that guy has been with us from day one. Jimmy Huff, one of the pioneers with us in the Southeast Gassers Association, and putting him a first-round win on the table.
Yeah, Kevin Shaw in the odd rod right there, having a little trouble keeping up with that hoopty wagon, and as most people do. The stud muffin, our number 1 qualifier, Leslie Horn right here, and winner of our race from Aiken. He's going to take on Rita Frazier out of Bristol, Tennessee in that little Rambler wagon.
That's right. Rita, she's the wife of Robert, and, he's an A-Gas racer, but Rita having trouble with the starting line. Don't know what happened, but Leslie Horn marching on to a first-round victory.
Yeah, that's a great-looking 62 Nova wagon he's got right there. And our winner from Lyons, Indiana last year, John Gilligan out of Cincinnati, Ohio, in his car. He's going to be in the right lane. He's going to be taking on none other than
fiddle picker Johnny Royal. And David, the thing about it is, the old 57, it's a cool hot rod, and you're right, he hasn't won since last year at Lyons, so we know he knows how to win a race, and we know he's got to be thirsty to win another one. He could be well on his, or looking for that next win, of course. Jenny Moses. This is I believe our third female driver to enter in Southeast Gassers Association competition. The wife of JT, and hey, what a draw did she get? Double X.
gets the big double X, the number 2 qualifier right here, and he's going to be taking that bell rate.
Well, when you come in and this is your first true drag race you're contesting, you don't want your first round to be against Todd Oden, but hey, Jenny, there'll be other days that will be better than this one, I promise. Alfred Adams, Doug Cap. Pretty good matchup. Ford, Chevrolet, big car, small car. David, what do you see?
I like the car that he's in the left lane right here, that 65 coupe. That's going to be a tough one to beat. He's already a winner of our last Shadyside race here last year, but looks like he's having trouble right here. Alfred Adams out of Clover going to streak to the win. There's B.B. Brown out of Dalton, Georgia, and our championship contender right here is Josh Pruitt into Youngblood out of Inman, South Carolina. Mitch, looks like they're pushing the Youngblood back. The helmet's off. I don't know what might be happening here, but that's going to dash his championship hopes. Mitch, I believe you were able to catch up with Josh Pruitt in the pits to get a word on what happened to him and the Youngblood crew.
Josh, out roaming the pits, I know is not where you want to be found at, brother. Do we have any idea what happened in this first round breakage? Couldn't make the light.
I did the burnout, and I heard a god-awful noise, and I knew something wasn't right. But I'm scared to tear it apart, see what's wrong with it. I don't want to see it, but that's racing, man. It is what it is. It wasn't meant for me to this weekend to race, but it's all right.
You know, your crew chief, Billy Ison, was telling me a little bit about some of the frustrations or troubles you'd been through at this race, not to mention some of the issues you had throughout the year.
Right.
I had told many people, whether you win or lose, you, the entire Youngblood team, has certainly been an inspiration in your ability to keep fighting the fight and to come within that close. And then, like I said, I'm not pulling favorites, but I was really loving seeing how this was unfolding. And I've got to tell you, this is not what I was wanting to see happen. I wanted to see you and Larry fight it out.
Yeah, it sucks, but I worked so hard, came back from, I think, 35, 40 points behind. Yeah. I was wanting it, man, but I don't know what it is about this track. Every year we've ran here, see, the first year I blew a motor, second year I did something to the motor again, and then now this year, but it is what it is. Lord had other plans for me.
B-Gas brought to you by the Gasser Gang. That's who's bringing you the whole race this weekend. Love those guys. Here's the first pair out in B-Gas. There's James Beard out of Ripley, Tennessee, taking on Michael Walters.
David, James Beard, him and his dad, Dan, they've been racing with us quite a bit. Michael kind of new with us this year, buying that car from Tim Bailey and doing well with it, but James Beard taking the win. And yes, the Gasser Gang, what a crowd them boys are. I enjoy seeing them come through the gate. They have a good time.
Good time they do. And there's the slingshot of Todd Blackwell, the man who's running roughshod over B-Gas this year. And he's going to get all he wants right here of Todd Rosenberry in just a beautiful car called the 2 Bumpy out of Pennsylvania.
And David, Todd, as you said, he has just dominated B-Gas this year, and a good family, good man, good driver, good family, great team. They are, without question, at this point in racing, they are the 2018 B-Gas champions, and hey, rightfully so. Jerry Birch and Lance Yoakum.
Couple of beautiful race cars right here. There's the Birch car out of Roebuck, South Carolina, and you got Lance is out of Georgia.
And hey, this right here is just a good old drag race. Nothing special about it, just good drag racing. But Lance, he's getting that dreaded early dismissal slip. He can load up and go home. But hey, you know what I bet he'll do? I bet he'll hang around watching the rest of this race. Doug Dobbins and Gary Smith.
Yeah, the old chicken bone in the left lane over there, that Henry J. out of Leesville, South Carolina. And let's see if Doug Dobbins has got his stuff back together. He's been working real hard on his program.
I know that Doug right now is probably just racing for 2019. And the last race or so, this Chevy, too, has been back to its performing ways.
It looks real good right there on a string. Moving on into round number 2 as he takes out Gary Smith in the chicken bone. There's Dean Harris out of Campobello, South Carolina, and Jared Bailey in that beautiful 41 Studebaker out of Southern Pines, North Carolina, that he calls the Hitman.
2 cars, silver in color. Both guys kind of running sporadic with us this year, not able to attend every event due to other obligations. Curious to see who's going to win this one. I know if wheel stands win, Dean Harris has got it.
Jared Bailey getting a little out of shape down on the big end.
And still taking the win. Now that's a good drag race right there, David.
Dean Harris was up in the air on all 3 gears, and Jared Bailey was getting out. Man, that's gas straight axle racing. But the next pair up there is a great guy, Danny Graham out of Texas, back out here with us again in his Studebaker, and he's going to take on Mike Blackwell, who's making his 2018 debut here in that car that they're bringing out.
That's right, the father of Todd Blackwell, and originally the driver of that slingshot. But hey, he handed the keys over to Todd. Todd obviously done a splendid job, and Mike taking a first-round win on his return back in the driver's seat.
Here's 2 beautiful race cars, as we've got so many to choose from. The Sour Grape of Art Beeler out of South Beloit, Illinois, is going to take on Tim Bailey, father of Jared, in that 57 Corvette.
You know, Art and them guys drove a long ways to have a first-round pick like Tim Bailey. Tim Bailey taking that win. You know, sometimes luck just ain't on your side, Dave.
Well, that was a tough draw right there. Speaking of tough draws, here's T.J. York, and he's going to draw Sam Gable out of Atlanta, Georgia.
That's a cool old 55 that's jumped on the scene with us. I tell you, that is going to be a neat car to watch. That guy, I haven't got to know him very much just yet, but what I know about him, he's pretty cool. He's got a real cool car, but right now he's got to outrun Sam Gable.
Whoa! Left turn right there out of T.J. York.
He should have had a turn signal as abrupt as that turn was.
Looks like he got a little bit toward the center line there, Mitch, and as you have well documented, it just drove him toward the wall.
Well, you know, that may be. I think what he might have done was start steering against that and went to the wall. Who knows? Anyway, good matchup right here, David.
Todd Napier and Billy Edwards.
Yeah, Billy Edwards, and I think it's Billy this week.
Yeah.
And we don't know. They have moved this car into B gas. I was talking to Billy about it. They took some weight out of it, kind of seeing what would happen. It looks like it's happening good. Jeff Madden and Zach Hall.
Yeah, the homegrown right here and the misleading of Jeff Madden.
Misleading it is. You know, that car was bought just as you see it from Bill and Lee Wolfman, I think it is. They still watch our races. Jeff tells me that they enjoy seeing this car go down the racetrack making rounds, that they still have a little bit of pride of ownership in it. So, hello, Bill and Lee. We're glad to know you're watching.
Hey, I'm looking forward to next year. This year kind of got us about Myrtle Beach race and kept us down for about 4 races. But the car's back and running good, and all I'm after now is a win.
And Kenneth Phillips dead set on winning today, as he is the #1 qualifier right here. He's going to get that little 83-inch wheelbase little varmint of Earl McLemore.
David, I can tell you one thing. If Kenneth Phillips would have found this performance back 1 race previous, we might be celebrating a different champion this year because, buddy, when he got her fixed, he was on.
Good-looking race car right there. Chase Howard, new to the series this year. 67 Chevelle calls it the all business, and he's got his hands full here with Steve Davis and the Pawpaw Spinny.
You know, Steve Davis, this should be a good round for him. I think Steve, and obviously it's going to be. His opponent not able to make the light up there. Steve having what we're going to call competition single into round 2. J.T. Moses and Ernie Smith.
Yeah, the bounty hunter going to take on the ODB right here. And look at that smoky burnout by Justin. He always is going to strike the hides every time.
That he is. His beautiful wife, Jenny, up there pulling him into beams, as we've seen her previously in round 1 of C-Gas. She's pulling JT into the beams, and the hired gun, Ernie Smith, house driver for Quayne Stott. And you know what, David? I just found out here the other day that Ernie is a proud new owner of his own car for 2019.
He sure is.
First round win.
And look at that. He got the jump on him on the whole shot and took it to victory. And now here's Tony Turner in a beautiful car. Now look at that handicap placard up there, folks.
That has meaning, David.
It does. He's got a broken foot that he's racing with, and it looks like no reverse, like the old Don Garlett's
fuel dragsters of the 60s. And it Tony Turner, just an all-around fun guy to be around. It don't matter what it is, he's going to find humor in it, as with that broken foot and his handicap placard. You just can't find a better guy, but he's got a tough job with Todd Oden right now.
Todd Oden's not going to give him any slack because of that handicap placard, and you see him driving that double down to victory right there as it gets a little out of shape down low.
That's right. Todd Oden said, we come to race, not have sympathy. Alan Calden and the Swamp Monster taking on Gabriel Burrell in the Sour Mash.
Yeah, the Sour Mash, I think now you said that if we bring our fans up current, there's now the car that is owned by Ernie Smith.
That is correct. Ernie has purchased that Sour Mash Chevy 2 Mongoloid with Ford Power for 2019. Ernie, get ready, buddy. I'll never forget when I first became my own car owner. Now, Ben Christopher and Barry Lynn.
Now, here's two definite contrasts in colors right here, as you got Ben Christopher with the pale yellow and what do you see, seafoam green in that Bel Air.
That Bel Air Biscayne we was arguing about, David. I still say it's a Biscayne, but nonetheless, Barry Lynn giving it up as a red light, and Ben Christopher your winner in round 1A gas competition. Shannon Smith, brother, let me be the first to officially congratulate you on the 2018 championship for A-Gas. It's over. It's done. Kenneth Phillips may be able to win a battle or two, but he has lost the war to you. Again, congratulations, brother.
Thank you very much. It's been a good year. Family, friends, everybody's helped me get here, and I don't know what else to say, Mitch.
Shannon, all jokes aside, as I told Kenneth, whether you guys have acknowledged it or not, you and Kenneth absolutely dominated.
It didn't feel that way. It didn't feel like we dominated really any. I mean, I know it come out that way, but the whole time it was close racing, and I never really watched it. I never really kept up with the points. I just making rounds, just like I was in that final right there. Everybody's like, well, you won the points, but I still wanted to bust his ass when I did that. I mean, but he did good. I congratulate him. He's got a fast car, and maybe we'll get him again today.
And just for clarification, ladies and gentlemen, Shannon Smith saying maybe we'll get him again. That is referencing the fact that this was 2 races in 1 day. So no buybacks in the Southeast Gas Association. Just want to clarify that. However, Shannon Smith taking out Robert in the second round of A-Gas competition.
Now it looks like first round casualty is Robert Frazier, and his motor looks like it's a casualty too at the end of 2018.
Yeah, David, I'm just full of mistakes today. This is first round, not second round, and Robert having issues for certain. Donovan Stock, Troy Lightner.
Yeah, a couple of little cars right here pack a big punch. Troy Lightner out of Liberty, South Carolina, and our defending world champion, Donovan Stott, in that white trash that everybody knows.
Everybody knows that car, no doubt about it, David. That thing has a livelihood and a following and a cult all hits on. Believe me, he gets stuff from around the world. We've even had people send him things from Russia that reference white trash like a card club or something.
Number 1 qualifier, Leslie Horn in the stud muffin. And look at that tag on the front. That echoes back to Gene Fulton's own 62 Nova.
That it does, David. Old Chevy 2 wagon he had made him famous, and he made it famous. Either way, it don't matter. Gene Fulton became a legend in drag racing and still is today, and as attested by Leslie Horn in the performance of that wagon. Not in this run.
Went a little bit left, and he said, hey, I'm on a bye run, so I'm going to go down by myself.
Larry, brother, it ain't over. Not yet. But there's one guy, Todd Oden, I think he might be able to pass, not looking at the counts actual, but all I know is Josh Pruitt is out. They did not make first round. They had engine trouble. Brother, I'm pretty safe to say you have won the war and maybe even the battle.
Well, I'll be thrilled if that comes to tuition here, but we're going to go up there and we're going to race every round that we can, and I'm still hoping for the best. And if I can win that thing, I mean, you'll be looking at the happiest guy in the country right here.
All right, now, there you see the trainer, Sandy Noel, bringing Larry on up into his beams there, getting him ready to go. Christy Burchett helping out Alfred Adams over there out of Clover, and Alfred trying to get straightened up so he can give Larry Noel a run for the money.
Probably to no avail. Larry is really seasoned this year, David. What a year him and Sandy has had. It's just Yeah, it's just been a absolute storybook season for them. They've had their ups and their downs, but they're going out with the ups. And as I was saying to him, I do believe the championship is his at this point.
Yeah, it looks like it is, Mitch, as he see him take that car and just stretch out the margin of victory right there. Here's a good starting line camera of that.
And a second round win for Larry. And like Todd was the only one that can pass him at this point, and I don't think he's going to leave that door open for him to do it. Larry Noel, come on out, brother. That right there, my friend, makes it official. Congratulations, 2018 Seagas champion. You and Sandra, you are the man and the woman. Good job.
I can't believe it. I can't even believe it.
I realize you may not have been counting. You may not have realized it's going to happen this fast. But Todd Oden was 4 rounds of competition behind you, which means that he had to make 5 rounds. There's only 4 rounds left. He cannot pass you no matter what happens. By you winning that round, you are the Seagas champion.
Man, I can't believe it. You know, we put that little small motor in there. Wayne Sless built the thing. I just wanted to make some rounds. We just kept going every race, trying our best, having fun. And to win the thing, man, that's just craziness.
And there you see Tim Hall out of Abbeville, South Carolina, going to take that troublemaker of Rick Cathcart's.
That is David. Rick Cathcart, the wheel stand king from round 1, taking on Tim Hall. That's his job. Here's an interesting thing to note, David. Tim Hall has won a lot of races. I think he's a multiple winner, 3-time winner of Drag Week, which is a very, very large accomplishment, let me tell you. But to show how tough it is over here at the Southeast Gassers Association and our style of professional heads-up drag racing, he, with all of his victories and experience, has yet to win the Southeast Gassers Association event. However, I will bet it is coming very soon. And a second round win in the books right here against Larry Cathcart, Rick Cathcart is another testament that he's making headway.
Yeah, Tim had that car on the string as you see it get down the racetrack right here alongside his father, who keeps a watchful eye on that Scalded Dog racing team, keeping everything on the leash.
That they are. Wonderful racing team they are. Tim Hall, old Scalded Dog, looks like to me you got some things sorted out in this old Rambler.
Yep.
So looking good. Second round win, solid.
Yeah, we've been having a miss in it all day and couldn't figure out what it was, and finally just swapped plugs and it fixed it. Spark plugs of all things.
Well, sometimes it can be the simplest, and thank God for that.
That's right. Hopefully we'll have something for the stud enough, and I think we might have him next round. So.
Well, go get him. You know, he's been picking on some of these guys out here the last couple of races.
Anybody can get beat on any given day. So
absolutely.
My day.
There's B.B. Brown out of Dalton, Georgia. And look at this, Waxhaw, North Carolina runner, Ben Helms in the second round in the pucker time. Good run today for him.
You know, David, Ben Helms, they just a good old group of guys.
Sure are.
But, you know, when you talk about it that way, everybody that races with us is. But old Ben and them boys, they just good old down-home, old-fashioned folk. Pucker time 55 Chevrolet. Hey, it's going to be a drag race right here. These guys ain't the fastest ones in the group, but they good match on each other. Let's see what happens right here. Here we come, countdown, rock and roll.
Deputy Dog just a little late starting off the line right there. Ben Helms with the advantage. Can the Deputy Dog come back around? And he cannot. And Ben Helms in the pucker time is going to streak on to victory.
That he is, David, and that is going to be, I believe that puts Ben in the third
round. That's right.
Ben Ham, pucker time, brother. I hear you talking, son. Right. 2 rounds, Shadyside finals here this year for 2018. Good job.
About time I make some rounds.
Job right there by Ben Helms. There you see John Gilligan looking to go another round, but, buddy, he's got a tall order in that Double X 1958 Delray.
I don't mean to wish John no bad luck in no kind of way, but I'm going to tell you, if he gets around Todd Oden and the domination of that 58 Chevrolet, I'm going to give that man a star, let me tell you, because this is a job to do.
Well, Larry Noel may give him a kiss if he does.
He probably would, David. I wouldn't doubt that one bit. But hey, like I said, this right here, he has got a serious opponent in the other lane in Todd Oden. Todd wants to win this race. I think he's already accepted the fact that he's not going to win the championship 2 years in a row. But I think he is definitely determined to win this race and start 2019 right now. And, hey, he's off to a good start.
Look at that wide load sit down with the big power under the hood from Victory Race Motors. And Todd Oden takes this victory over John Gilligan.
Unfortunately, with Larry Noel taking that last round of competition right there, mathematically you cannot pass him. The only choice you have is to hand him over the championship for 2018 and maybe beat him at his own game today.
That's a little heartbreaking, but I'm proud for him. He's a great guy. Now we just got to get out there and make rounds and win this race.
There's the flower power of Cynthia Phillips. She's going to need all the power she can get under the hood of that car to take on the hoopty wagon runner Jimmy Huff out of Loganville, Georgia.
That's right, David. If Cynthia can get past Jimmy, I believe this would be the furthest she's ever advanced in the Southeast Casters competition. And, you know, unfortunately, she's got Jimmy Huff in the other lane standing in the way. Not to say it can't happen, but, buddy, she's better to have that flower power powdered up, because I'm telling you, Jimmy Huff got some big high winding horsepower in that Ford Falcon over there, and it's all forward too, believe you me. This time from the drag race is studying right now. Cynthia on a good launch. How's this one going to go, David?
Looks like Jimmy Huff is stretching it out at the big end, and he does take the win in the lights right there. Great shot right here from the car camera. As you can see, Jimmy Huff track down this Shadyside Dragway, and look at all the fans lining the drag strip.
That's right, and in that view, you've never even seen a whisper of that white fender from Flower Power.
Round number 2 of B-Gas right here. 2 heavy hitters, Jeff Madden in the misleading. Going to get Doug Dobbins in the medicine man in the right lane, our defending world champion.
David, that is a good race match up here. You got two, just as you were saying, 2 fast cars, 2 strong cars. Jeff Madden doing better of late than
Doug Dobbins.
Then Doug Dobbins, boy, talk about drawing a blank there I was. But anyway, Jeff Madden having a better season this year than Doug has, but Doug has been on a return to stardom in this last couple of events. Who's going to come out on top here? I don't know. This is
good drag race right here.
Drag race.
Man, what's it going to be at the finish line? There's the camera, the margin of victory, a half a car length for Charleston, South Carolina's Jeff Madden. And, man, that's what drag racing is supposed to be right there.
That's right. Jeff making Bill and Lee Wolfson proud in the road misleading Chevy 2. Mike Blackwell and Jared Bailey.
Jared Bailey got his hands full right here. Anytime you say Blackwell in B-Gas, you know you're going to have your A-game ready.
That is right, David. You know, that name Blackwell and B-Gas is just synonymous with go ahead and load it on the trailer.
Yeah, because he has put plenty on the trailer this year. And, you know, we talked earlier how he used to be in the slingshot. The only reason Mike got out of the car was because he had to have some surgery on his back. Now he's all healed up, and he is streaking to another round of victory right here as Jared Bailey turns on the red light.
That he does. I was joking with Todd in the fact that his kids may put him out of the seat one day. Mike Blackwell, it may be safe to say that all this time that you've been sitting around watching Todd drive that you ain't lost a thing.
I've learned a little bit from him.
Well, you know, sometimes there's a lot to be said for sitting back and observing and then diving back in. Good job, brother. That's 2 rounds in the bag.
That's right, yeah, and I'm just having some fun today. I'm here to tell you.
Now here's another couple of great-looking race cars and good runners, James Beard and Jerry Birch right here. There you see the 295 Food and Spirits on the back of that Freebird car out of Roebuck, South Carolina.
You know, David, Jerry and his brother Joey, they, again, another return to performance story. We've had so many of those in our drivers this year that had kind of fallen out of favor with performance.
Whoa, that thing goes to the right.
These boys are back in tune with it. And old Jerry hanging on with all that horsepower, just driving him all over this Shadyside racetrack while he puts the obsolete tube on the trailer. I tell you what, old Joe Birch and the Purple Suns, they'll just make another round today, boy.
That's right. We got the purple haze, baby.
Well, good job, Jerry. Like I said, you know, that's 2 rounds down. The final race of the season could be a long day for y'all.
We hope so. That's what we came for.
There's that beautiful Corvette of Tim Bailey. He's going to take on the Atomic Hillbilly of Todd Napier.
Yes, sir, David. That Corvette's so reminiscent of the gasser competition back in the day. Them old cars just look cool. All they are to it, baby. Now, Todd Napier, the Atomic Hillbilly, they've been working on this thing. His car's got a new front end and a new rear end. And
yeah.
I was talking to him. They said, well, we cut the front out, put it inside. Well, why stop there? We're going to put rear. I don't think it's going to be enough. Or no, Todd Napier winning with Tim going red. That is unusual.
Saw him. Looked like he just double-stepped the clutch right there. You seen that out of the alley cat.
Todd Napier, the atomic hillbilly, buddy. That's round 2 in the bag.
Wee-haw! Yeah, boy! I'm never... Oh, Jesus, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say.
No cramps, no nothing, just winning race.
No, sir, strictly water. Strictly water.
Shaw don't know, he had to walk to do an interview with me one time because he got a cramp in his leg. So anyway, be looking for you in the next round.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, SCG. I love y'all. Thank you.
There's Sam Gable, and he's going to have a tall order right here. Danny Bird and that Junkyard Dog is going to look to take a bite out of the moonshot.
Yeah, David, Danny Bird really and truthfully the only one with anything for the Todd Blackwell, saga this year, or domination, slaughter, whatever you want to call it. Danny Bird, really and truthfully, the only one that could run with and outrun those guys this year, obviously being number 2 in the points, closest to them, but not close enough to take a championship. But at this point in time, putting Mr. Sam Gable on the track.
Yeah, that car, just look at it go down the racetrack. It's a beautiful car going down the racetrack. Sam Gable wheels up like we like to see our gassers do here in the Southeast Gassers.
Hey, you're looking like you just may be the player for the 2 races in one day.
Well, I sure hope so.
Well, I can tell you the old Chevy 2 looks like it's ready. Now, I don't know about Danny, but the old Junkyard Dog, it seemed to be breathing well.
I think it is. About time, too, though.
And there's the number 2 qualifier, Todd Blackwell. He only was number 2 to Danny Bird here today, who we just saw go down the racetrack. He's on a competition single right here.
David, that is the fact, and as I was saying, Danny Bird, the only one that really had anything for him this year, is evidenced by his number 1 qualifying position and Todd's number 2, but nonetheless, Todd making rounds, and Todd is 2018 C-Gas champion.
Todd Blackwell was sitting down here just trying to figure out where all of this here ends at. We got Mike Blackwell coming through. We got Danny Bird coming through. Buddy, this thing ain't getting no easier for you.
It's not getting any easier. I'm glad it's the end of the year almost. Junkyard Dog, he's got that thing tuned in. If he'd had it running like that all year, we might not be where we at right now.
Well, you did get your bye run there, which is good. Obviously, he won that round. I haven't done the math. I think it's final. I think it's over. I think it's yours. In the next round, we will know for sure. But anyway, brother, I think it's pretty well yours for the 2018, but we'll verify that in just a minute.
Yeah, that's right. I think that bye run right there, the best he can do is tie me, but I think the rule is because I was there first.
That's exactly how it works, my friend. On that part of the rule, you're on top of it.
Thank you, sir.
Intriguing little matchup right here with the Henry J of Ernie Smith. Going to be in the left lane, taking on Ben Christopher in that 48 angle.
David, those 2 cars are small and kind of comparable, but yet they're still in contrast, and maybe it's just my crazy way of looking at things. Angley, it looks like it's kind of laid back, where the old Henry J looks like it's leaning forward. Now, it don't matter which way they're leaning. What matters now is which one crosses that stripe first.
Ernie Smith with a great lead.
That he did have. I believe he has got Ben, and he takes it.
Man, look at the margin of victory right there, and look at his crew celebrating. There's Dean Hall and Elijah Smith. They are having a ball up there on the line, as that is a big round win for Ernie Smith.
That it was, David. That was a great win.
You just kicked a tough man, Ben Christopher.
Man, I ain't believing I just outrun him. I knew I left on him. I seen him over there. Yeah. We went to 3rd gear. I didn't see him no more. Mitch, you guys taught me 1 round at a time. 1 round at a time.
And here's a great matchup right here on paper. Jeff Jacobson in that 55 Ford Fairlane. Going to take on, as you called him, the Swamp Monster in Alec Gaulding. Great in-car shot right there of Jeff Jacobson doing a burnout.
David, as you know, these guys travel a long way to race with us, and they bring some beautiful, serious racing iron with them to do it. There was his lifetime friend, Jeff, up there backing him into the lights. Now, these guys come down here with intent to win, and they have won races, no doubt about it. But, buddy, he got a tough draw right now, and that he goes red, David.
That just throws away a great straight run right there, and I think he actually told me later on this was one of the quickest runs this car ever made. And this time, the frequent flyer gets it by way of red line.
come up from Florida, as I said, you just causing trouble every way you go up here.
We're just thank God we're here. Thank God we're going rounds. It's been tough, and the competition is so tough out here anymore. They ain't no slouches. I mean, this is a tough competition.
And Donovan Stott going to take on Steve Davis in this next pair, and I'm going to tell you what, this is going to be an intriguing matchup because Steve Davis has been running better. If he gets a good lead right here, he's going to give Donovan Stott all he wants.
I would dare to say you right, David. If he can leave with Donovan, this will be a very, very close race at the finish line. However, as we all know, Donovan is deadly on that tree, and hey, looked like Steve left with him. Where is this one going to go, brother?
Well, a little side to side as both cars having trouble getting down the racetrack, but the drivers hustle it down there. Donovan Stott is going to come out with almost a three-quarter car length victory.
Now, you can see how these cars are to drive. The Anglia especially, it just don't want to go in a straight line. It'll resist it every way you can. Sometimes you just got to grit your teeth and hang on.
I could see Spenny. He was right beside me. The car went hard right. And hard ride in first gear, and I've been trying not to red light today, and I don't know if I left high or what, but she got over there in the marbles, and I looked at him about third gear, and I couldn't quit. You know, I was ahead, and if I just stay with it, you'll be all right. And boy, I did. I come through there loose. It done got up on the high side.
And there's our number one qualifier, and a man that is on a streak, in the silver streak, number 2, Kenneth Phillips.
David, just can't say enough. You know, we have talked about other racers that had a mid-season or early season slump. Kenneth had a major early season victories, fell off in the middle, found it back in the end, and boy, did he ever find it back. Number one qualifier, last 2 or 3 races in a row.
This car is just getting faster every pace.
Getting faster every pace, yeah. We had a little bit of trouble that time, but I think I can go back and fix it. But
well, I'm sure the competition is wishing you just would not.
They probably do.
And there's Shannon Smith, our 2018 world champion, and Todd Oden's going to get a taste of what he can pull out of that pale rider.
That's right. If Todd Oden's ever been in trouble with a competitor, he is in trouble now. Shannon Smith, 55 Chevrolet business coupe up against that big 57 wagon. I'm here to tell you, Todd and his daddy Lester, they better have that baby tuned up, because I can tell you right now, that Orange Bear Motors sponsored hot rod is going to go down this racetrack in a fast way.
I like what he says on the back, wheeling and dealing, and what we've seen this year out of Shannon Smith, he's had to use that wheel a lot.
That he has, brother, and he ain't no stranger to a steering wheel. Shannon, one of the old drivers from way back, he's always been revered. He's a good car handler, and I'm telling you right now, he's keeping that 55 in shape down for the win he takes.
Yeah, Shannon Smith moves on. Look at the lead right there, both cars. Wheels up. Man, that is a beautiful shot, Mitch Stott.
That it is. That is Southeast Gas Association.
Shannon Smith, the 2018 A-Gas World Champion. Brother, hey, you driving this thing like a champion. I understand you left first and just drove it on through.
Yeah, that was a good pass. Felt good. Shimmied a little bit at first, something that it doesn't normally do, but it still motored on through.
Well, I think there's only like 1 or 2 more runs you got to worry about, and then you can just call this a championship season and a winning race day.
I'd like to have one more trophy, you know what I mean?
Never can have too many.
That's right.
Third round in C-Gas, going to take 5 to win it. There's our number one qualifier, Leslie Horn, taking on Tim Hall in the Scalded Dog.
Smoky Dig's underway, David. This will be a good matchup. If I've got to hand it over at this point on the starting line, I've got to give it to Leslie, just based on his domination of recent and the fact that he won the finals makeup for the Aiken race here. And his son Logan said the prayer for us, opening prayer for us at the drivers' meeting at this race today. Wonderful to have him do that. This is going to be a good drag race. I'll tell you what, just hang on to your seat. Leslie Horn going red, a very uncharacteristic. And did you see that wheel?
That wheel stand was incredible. Look, let's take a ride right here with Tim Hall. Look at the horizon. Just leave us as he stands the Scalded Dog up.
Good thing Leslie went red and Tim almost taking out the American flag hanging across the racetrack day.
What a view right there that was brought to us by Drone South. But uncharacteristic, but Leslie Horn leaving early with all the horsepower in that race.
Where do you get that at other than here?
I understand you had some wheel stand up there, but he went red.
Yeah.
Brother, I mean, hey,
both
that's a good win.
We both went red. When he left, I left. It was just a reaction, I guess. But, yeah, we got real high. I never have let off of it, but I actually did. And then I thought, that dummy don't let off of it, and I matted it back and tried to let it down easy. But I'm glad he did what he did, because I probably would have lost that round because of that during wheel stand.
Best you can
more weight to the front.
Best you can tell, no damage. Ready for the next round.
I didn't look up under there to see if there was any oil running out anywhere, but it still had oil pressure, and I don't see anything on the track, so I think it's okay.
There's Ben Helms. He stands in the way of Larry Noel right here, and I tell you what, Larry Noel wins this round. I think he's just about got it sealed up.
I would say that, David. Larry Noel wins here. The championship would be his, as there's not enough rounds for anybody to pass him. But I'm going to tell you, the trip that Ben Helms and the pucker time is on today, he could end Dave with a crazy horse. Ain't going to happen.
Man, that is disappointing to see. Looks like they had a malfunction on the starting line as Larry Noel, your 2018 Seagas World Champion, in that crazy horse.
And that could have been some of the problem that Ben Helms had. It could have been the fact that he had a world championship drag racer sitting in the left-hand lane.
I mean, the car is just so much fun now. I'm getting it, I'm driving it good. It's the thing is like doing really well. I'm just having fun with it, and it's just cool going rounds for sure.
The best way to drive a race car is just repetitively. You do the same thing every time if you wheel, the car will.
Yeah, I ain't doing it the same every time, but we're getting it done. But it's a lot of fun.
There's Jimmy Huff getting ready to do one of his long, smoky burnouts, and I think Mitch Stott will just sit back and listen to it.
There it goes, David. Jimmy Huff checking the rod strength in that Ford. Buddy, I'm here to tell you right now, if he's ever had a good set of rods in it, he better have them in it right now, because he's got Todd Oden and the XX 58 Chevrolet on the other side. This is going to be a tough round for Jimmy Huff.
Yeah, I've been anxious to see this one ever since last round completed. And you see the good lead by both cars right there, and the wind light already on for Todd Oden. A little bit premature, but you see that Todd Oden does take the win right there as something malfunctioned in the wind light.
Something going on, wind light coming on prematurely, David. But when we talk to the drivers, as is evidenced by the finish line camera, Todd Oden clearly won that round, and Jimmy Huff did not contest.
Moving into round 3, the number 17 qualifier, Todd Napier, in round 3, going to get the number 1 qualifier, Danny Bird.
David, that just goes to show that you don't have to be the fastest in qualifying to make rounds and even to win the race. You just got to be a good drag racer, and there ain't nothing wrong with having a little bit of luck on your side either. And Todd may have had some of that today. Regardless, he is in round 3. Buddy, I tell you what, if he's got any luck in the bank, he better go make a withdrawal right now, because he is fixing to put on the drag race. Now, he left with the intention of winning this race, David.
He sure did. Danny Bird goes to the right, but he brings that horsepower out of Sykeston, Missouri. And look at that margin of victory, almost a car length.
Absolutely. Todd, big hole shot on that launch right there. Good job, Todd Napier. But it just wasn't enough for the horsepower of Danny Bird and that junkyard dog.
Some races, they're just too close for comfort. I don't know what exactly happened there, but I know that was a close one.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of hand there for a little bit.
From my viewpoint down here, it sounded to me like you pedaled it at least once, maybe twice.
I did.
Well, as people watching this can see, I've done put on my jacket. It is getting cold. Horsepower's coming up, and the traction's going down.
That's for sure.
There's Freebird, Jerry Birch, and his brother Joey out front in that Purple Haze t-shirt that they've had made. And, buddy, he's got a big order right here with Mike Blackwell in the other lane.
That's what I was telling him in one of the interviews. Joe Birch and the Purple Haze boys. I tell you what, these guys they're doing it, David. Jerry and Joey, they are just on a tear. But, man, do they got Mike Blackwell. Missing competition in the other side when it comes to that Blackwell family domination. They are underway. Jerry Goodleaf and all over the racetrack.
On the wall twice. And where is Mike Blackwell? He must have had trouble. Jerry Birch goes sliding through the lights, and he wins.
Hey, Mike Blackwell having trouble. Jerry Birch from the same school of drag racing thought as me, and that is it ain't over till it's over, and he's willing to fight it to the bitter end. Good job, Jerry Birch.
Jerry Birch, Quayne Stott put a rule in last year specifically for you. He said that in Southeast Gassers Association, you can hit the wall, but as long as you don't cross the center line, you are a winner. And, buddy, you just made that rule come true. Riding, hugging, kissing the wall all the way, but you won. Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I hope he can't just hit it once, because I hit it like 3 or 4 times. But I wasn't going to let out.
You know, that's what people love to see right there. That is racing. That shows what these cars truly are. We were just talking a minute ago about the temperature going down and the power going up. You know, that's what happens here, but that just shows these cars ain't no play toys. But the fact is, as I said, Quayne didn't say you had to hit it once or twice. He just said if you hit it, you're good.
That's good. Love it.
Here's the other side of the Blackwell family, our points leader and eventual world champion right here, Todd Blackwell in the slingshot. And Jeff Madden gets his shot at him in the misleading.
Yeah, but a lot of people got their shot at Todd Blackwell this year, and most of them wish they hadn't because the outcome wasn't as they had hoped. There is Todd's sister pulling him in the lights up here with Jeff Madden in the other lane, and I just can't think of the boy that helps him.
Steve Bright is his name.
Thank you, David. I've drawn a total blank on that one right there. Anyway, Todd just seen his dad go out with something happening to the car. Will that play into his mind here? Don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Good staging. Oh,
Jeff Madden goes red as he knew he had to go in there thin and get everything he could off that tree, and he took too much in his attempt to take down the slingshot.
You are, sir, you and the whole Scenic Tool team, 2018 BGAS champion. You know, wonderful, good job. It's been a great season for you. So looking like right now you're going to finish it the way you started it.
Yeah, I believe that really put the icing on the cake there. He got a whole shot on me, but I was just making sure I didn't make it do anything stupid to lose a round.
I think he got an actual red light on you. I don't know that 100%. It looked like it from down here, but hey, all that's telling you is you've got their attention.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I was kind of watching my side. I made sure it don't turn red.
Mitch Stott, the stars come out at night when the lights come on, and there's Ernie Smith in the bounty hunter.
David, that is Quayne Stott's house driver, the bounty hunter, Henry J. Ernie Smith. Now, I do believe this is as far into competition as Ernie Smith has ever gone into A-Gas. Now, he won a drag race in C. I believe this is as deep as he's ever been in A. That could be wrong, but either way, good job for Ernie.
By run, I guess the car made a good strong pass still.
It left good. I just decided I was going to launch it, pull it through second gear to see what I was going to do in the right lane. I had been over there all day. Felt good on the lead, so I shoved the clutch in. Hey, it's got us down to 3 cars.
Great matchup right here. The Silver Streak of Kenneth Phillips going to take on the White Trash. These guys have raced each other many times. They know each other's tendencies. They know what each other is thinking on the line. And let's see how this one's going to play out, Mitch.
I call this one right here the family feud, David. This is Kenneth Phillips, Megan's father, Donovan's girlfriend, all of the above. Kenneth's lady, Elizabeth, pulling him into the beams. Good drag race, but I got to tell you, David, I believe Donovan's going down for the count right here. Kenneth Phillips and the Silver Streak is one bad hot rod at this event. Donovan kind of hanging him out. See if he can't do something on the stage beam.
Oh, Donovan over the center line, too. That car just continuing to erratically handle as Kenneth Phillips does, as he is called, streaks away.
The little brush that Donovan had with that wall at the Piedmont drag race at the last one we was at, I don't think that car is back 100% in adjustment. It had some wheelie bar damage and a few odds and ends, but either way, Donovan hanging on. Shannon Smith, Alan Dalton, here is a drag race for the ages right here, David.
The frequent flyer, driven by Gaulden, is one tough hombre, and I'm going to tell you, the Pale Rider is never one to be taken lightly.
Dave, I can tell you, Shannon ain't got fear of a single racer out here. He ain't afraid of no swamp monster. He just as soon race him as anybody else. In fact, Shannon's kind of like me. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Let's see what happens, because Shannon Smith is the current 2018 A-Gas champion. That is who the frequent flyer just parked beside. So if anybody's concerned about the other, it better be Alan Gaulden having some concern about who he's drag racing right now. Shannon going in first.
He's saying, just take your time, Alan. We'll settle this in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, they kind of hung out each other right there as they did before. Good straight drag race by both cars. And this time, the frequent flyer knocks off the pale rider.
I tell you, that is a job to do. And Alan Golden and that whole team from Florida down there, those guys just done a grand deed. You just ended Shannon Smith's year, although he's had a great year, the 2018 world champion. Hey, you boys come up from Florida and just put him on the trailer.
Yeah, we just thank God we're able to be here, and we're just glad to be going around. It's been tough. Every gun of these guys is fast. Every one of them's fast.
And Todd Oden in that double X, there you see him in his, we like to say the afternoon drive, but this evening is going to be a drive in that 58 Delray. He's going to take it easy on that Victory Racing engine and move on to the finals.
That's right, David. He just going to kind of cruise into the final round. A fitting place for the sitting world champion. Don't mean he's the new world champion. There is the new world champion, Larry Noel.
And Tim Hall getting his wish as he wanted to come to the Southeast Gassers to play with the big boys, and now he finds himself in his first semifinal facing the world champ.
That he does. Tim Hall could advance here. Who knows? It's anybody's drag race. Two closely matched cars. But I can tell you, Larry Noel would love to finish this season with a win, not only a championship.
Would love to see Tim Hall's dad right there by his side the whole time. They got a great story we'll get into later. But Tim Hall leaves the line. He looks like he's got an early advantage over Larry Noel and takes the win over Larry Noel. Look at the margin of victory, almost a car length right there. And so Tim Hall will move on to the finals where he'll face
his
Todd Oden.
first final, if I am not mistaken, David. Good job, Tim Hall. Glad to see you there. There's Sandy Noel in the back, kind of giving Larry a kick. But hey, when she seen him lose, she took it in good stride.
This is going to be a good day for you, I do believe. It's looking good. You got one problem. You got Todd Oden in the finals.
Yeah, that's a tough road to hoe right there. He's always tough no matter what, and I look forward to it. I mean, hey, I've been trying all year to get to a final, so.
Well, that's what David was just telling me on the tower up there. He said this will be Tim's first final with us, and who's he got but Todd Oden? But hey, you just took out the standing current points champion, Larry Noel.
Yeah, hopefully I do a little better job on the tree. I still wasn't on time too good on that one, so I can't give up nothing with him, that's for sure.
The Big Gas semifinals, a pair of heavy hitters right here, number 1 and number 2. Danny Bird and Todd Blackwell.
This will settle it right here, David. Number 1 qualifier, number 2 world champion sitting, or just become the world champion, Todd Blackwell. Danny Bird, the junkyard dog, the only one that had the possibility basically to outrun him or unseat him this year. These two guys finally meeting up in competition. This is just for the simple win. Let's see who gets it. Todd Blackwell leaving first. It's over. Todd Blackwell taking the win away from Danny Bird.
And I tell you what, he down low, he had his hands full of that car as it moved toward the center line, and he was able to wrestle it back over there and get it in the groove. Watch his car move around.
Mark of a true champion right there. He's still going to fight to win that drag race, regardless of whether it means championship or not.
And here's a competition, or a bye run actually, by virtue of being the number 1 qualifier. And look at the Freebird after having a brush with the wall. Looks like everything is okay, and they're going to be able to make a pass right here.
Looks like they put a little bit of Shadyside guardrail paint on that old hot rod. Joey standing back here saying, well, Jerry, how about taking it easy on our hot rod this round? Because you about tore it to pieces on the last pass. Hey, Jerry taking this thing down still on a stiff, hard run, looking for lane choice in the final round.
Good pass right there.
Well, you know, I guess maybe a progress report would be in order. How's it driving, Jerry Bird?
She's still dancing around. We put 2 new front tires on it, and we may go back to our Hoosiers. So this one on the right, she might be a little flimsy.
As we continue to click off runs right here, there you see Kenneth Phillips wide-eyed and ready to go against the Henry J, the bounty hunter of Ernie Smith.
That it is, David. The lights, the sun has gone down, and you know what? So has the temperature. Impressively still large numbers of spectators hanging around to see the conclusion of this final race at Shadyside for 2018. They have stayed to see a good drag race. That's what they're getting to see. But I'm telling you right now, buddy, it is getting cold out there. How is that going to affect the way these cars run? So far, so good.
It doesn't affect Kenneth Phillips as he says good morning, good evening, and good night to the Ernie Smith-driven bounty hunter. That car is just running on me right now, Mitch.
That it is, David. That's why he will be a tough contender for the championship next year, as it was this year.
And there's Alan Golden in the frequent flyer. He'll have a bye run.
You know what that's going to set up? A final round of Alan Golden, Kenneth Phillips, 2 Corvettes. That's going to be a good one, David.
Yeah, every time those 2 Corvettes line up beside each other, it's always a crowd pleaser. So Alan Golden will take on the Silver Streak in the next round. Super Stock Finals right here. Class has grown in popularity. We got double the size of this race today. And there he is, Robert Peffley in the 4-speed Stampede, a 1965 Plymouth Belvedere wagon. And he's going to get Mark Hackett out of Lebanon, Tennessee in that Comet Caliente. I think that's a 65 as well, Mitch.
Super Stock couldn't be more pleasing. Chrysler Ford final, David, here it is. And old Robert Peffley, I tell you, every time he shows up, he may leave a little smoke on the starting line, but he usually crosses the finish line first. And that looks like, I believe, he's going to do it again.
He sure did.
Robert Peffley. And as you said, Superstock being very well contended at this event, which is a good indication for 2019.
And a good drag race right there in the finals, and you saw the margin of victory just a while ago.
Robert, brother, I believe the old Chrysler's pulled it off one more race.
I told you, as long as this wagon's on the property, them 4 boys are going to have a go for it. I'm telling you. We gave it all we had. Mark is a tough competitor. He qualified number 1, beat us by 100th on qualifying. Tough.
Qualifying just don't win races.
Oh, it's tough. This deal is tough. It's not just being the fastest car. It is reading the track and knowing what to do, when to do it. It's tough.
Well, tell me this real quick. Just give me a quick rundown of what you see for next year, 2019. You and Mike, of course, Mark, are the ones that are shoehorning this thing in with the Southeast Gazette Association, the super stock category, of which I'm personally excited about. Are we in good shape? Is everything coming together?
I think we're in good shape. We have over 20 people building cars. We had 8 cars at this event, which is fantastic for the first year. Me, Mark, and Mike have really worked hard on this all year, getting it to come around, and my dad and Mike's dad has helped. I mean, it's a total family team effort, just like Sega. I mean, I think we're in great shape for next year. It's going to be a really fun class.
Here's your winner tonight, Shadyside Dragway at the finals. Superstock winner, Robert Peffley.
Thank you.
And here for all the marbles in Seagas, the Double X of Todd Oden, going to take on Tim Hall. And Tim Hall in some uncharted territory right here as he has a chance to do some big things.
David, you know, you got to be pulling for Tim here. You just do. That's nothing against Todd in any shape, form, or fashion. Todd has been to the winner's circle, the final round so many times, past champion. Tim Hall, just a good guy. Him and his dad, the epitome of a father-son racing team, kind of like Dan and James Beard. They just don't get no better. Now, this is one of them situations to where Todd wants to go out as a winner for the season to kind of stab a knife into Larry Noel a little bit over him losing a championship to Larry. But Tim Hall, you know he wants his first win in the Southeast Gasser. This is going to be a battle.
Yeah, great lead by both cars right here. Tim Hall looks like he's staying up with the Double X. But Todd Oden pulls it out. What a finish right there. Gosh, Mitch, they don't get any closer than that.
That was just perfect. Absolute perfect round for Seagas Finals in the last race of the season. Bad man, you may have lost a war, son, but you certainly won the battle today here in Shadyside, the final race 2018. Good job, my friend.
This old track owed me one. I've red lighted every way you could red light at this thing, frontwards, backwards, sideways. I'm glad to get in victory lane here. I like this track, and it feels good. And David, I want to take this minute to thank Mr. Vinson, Wendell Vinson, Vinson Race Engines. He's been on top of everything this year. He's really helped us, and I can't say enough about he and his son Lee. They're right here with us in our corner every race.
Well, the winners here tonight, make no mistake about it, Lester and Todd Oden, a great combination. Congratulations, and thank you for being part of the Southeast Gassers.
We appreciate being here.
All right, here's your winners tonight in C-Gas, Mr. Todd and Lester Oden. B-Gas Finals looks to be a good one with the Freebird and Jerry Birch going to take on a slingshot of Todd Blackwell. And Mitch, you've got to know that inside the mind of Jerry Birch, he knows he's got to get everything he can on the tree against this slingshot car.
David, again, this is the final round. These guys, I've always said, it's just as hard. You work just as hard to be the runner-up as you do the winner. So you might as well be the winner because the work to get there was just the same. Now, as you said, Jerry Birch has got to go first. Jerry Birch going red, David.
Yeah, went a little too far first, and he knew, like I said before, he knew he had to push the tree because the Blackwell family's just got a bad race car.
The old gunslingers of the West knew the way you win a gunfight is to fire first. Jerry Birch trying to do just that, however, didn't work this time. You may not have had the perfect season, but you come as close as anybody I know. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank the good Lord for another one. Bring it home tonight. And I was worried, as I told you earlier, about the points, but the good Lord's with us and was able to take it home tonight. I'm not really sure what happened to my dad's car first time out tonight, but it would have been nice if we'd have got to be running to it in the finals. I said, you better red light.
Tonight's winner at Shadyside Dragway and your 2018 B-Gas World Champion, Mr. Todd Blackwell. A-Gas Final, Mitch, or should we say the battle of the silver Corvettes right here. We've seen this race happen before, but both of these cars running the way they are tonight, it's going to be a great matchup.
David, this is the last race of the 2018 season, and what a year, what a season it has been. Every single round leading up to this very last pass of two cars in competition for the Southeast Gassers Association. And what a pairing of cars it's going to be. Two of the absolute best that the A-Gas Kings of the Southeast Gassers Association has to offer. Kenneth Phillips, Alan Galden, two beautifully well-supported pairs of Corvettes. This is going to be the one that was worth watching. All these people standing out here braving the cold. Look at them, still standing, David. Thousands of people still in attendance. This is what they come to see. They're just moments away from seeing it. Here it is. Allen waiting to come in. They're in. It's underway.
What a great lead by both cars right there, but Kenneth Phillips continues to keep his car straight and true and takes the win right here in the A-Gas Finals.
Kenneth Phillips ending the season with the loud-sounding trumpet note of "You ain't got nothing for me. 2019 will be mine." You know, I've said this to you in the past, Kenneth Phillips. I've seen old dogs get well, but not quite this well. I don't know what you have done, but the Silver Streak Corvette is one bad hombre. And hey, buddy, you may have lost the championship, but you sure finished the season in fine style. 2 races in one day.
Right, exactly. I didn't get the points. That's what I was after this year because I come in second last year, but I sure am glad to win 2 in one day.
Well, you know, Kenneth, if nothing else, you have proven consistency. You're number 2 2 years in a row. There is no question. I'm firmly convinced that number 1 would be 2019 is for waiting for you.
That's what I'm waiting on. Number 1.
Now, any big plans for the off season? Anything you're going to do, or you just going to put it up and crank it up next year?
Put it up and crank it up next year. We done everything to it they are to do.
You did have to go through this car, through those struggles that you had about middle of the year, but, man, it's got to feel good to get it right back here, Shadyside, and finish the World Finals with a victory.
It does. It feels good. We come in second in the points, so we're happy with that.
Well, gave them all you could do right there, but tonight's winner here at Shadyside Dragway, none other than Mr. Kenneth Phillips in the Silver Streak. Mitch Stockman, man, what Shadyside brought to the table this year in the season closing event was nothing short than magnificent.
You know, David, I wish Ronnie Buff could have been around to see it, you know, but I won't
Ronnie, I'm sure he probably knows, his family has done a wonderful thing with this racetrack. It looks great. They're really sprucing it up, and I can tell that they're going to carry on the legacy and the tradition that Ronnie and his parents started right here back in the early 1950s. But boy, did it provide a race venue for the Southeast Gassers Association today. Explosive finals, all kind of scores settled, A gas, B gas, C gas. Man, it was all decided right here today.
And to look down the stands and see all the people in here, we actually had to make an announcement to ask our patrons to move so we could get cars to the racetrack. It was unbelievable.
It is unbelievable to think that the Southeast Gassers Association has grown to that powerful of a marketing tool for drag racing history to bring out thousands of people, to this little backwoods racetrack.
And folks, I got to tell you, there's going to be big things coming. You just watch out. Keep on our social media, southeastgassers.com. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We got some big announcements coming in the off season.
It's just going to be wonderful. God has blessed us, no doubt.
And speaking about that, I know you have something that you'd like to share with us.
Well, David, last year I read a Bible verse at the last race of the season. I like to leave our viewers, the people who watch us, I like to leave them with something to think about for the year or for the winter. And for this, I chose Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 1, if I can turn to it, and I'll read it right quickly. Let me get there.
Get out of your light there.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. David, what that right there is referring to, that race is our Christian life, our Christian values, and to not let sin be the weight that prevents us or gets in the way of our Christianity and our walk with God. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to leave you with that. We certainly, as Christians, we have a burden for anyone that's in this world that does not know Jesus Christ's name, and that's why we try to make mention of that at the close of each race. We pray, we give our praise to God above. And so, David, with that, if you would, take us out for the last time in 2018.
It'd be my honor. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you so much for all the things that you've done for us, for the mercies that you've shown us, the institution of grace that you have put in our lives, Lord. We know that you are a God of wrath, but you are also God of love. The one sacrifice that you made, sending your Son to die on the cross for us, is the story that we need to get out to all the nations, Lord, because there is redemption in your blood and in the blood of Jesus Christ. And Lord, if there is one person that does not know you, we pray that they come to that healing salvation of knowing you, Lord. And for all those things that you have done for us, let them have peace about that. For it's in your gracious and wonderful heavenly name we pray. Amen.
Amen.